Who let you guys in? Yeah, that's what I thought. Shop dog lets everybody in. Anywho, this week we are going to do something a little bit unique. We're going to try an itty bitty baby butter spreader. It's really fun to say. That might actually make the title of this. I do all that stuff in post, but yeah. So been kicking around some ideas. This is the first one of these I'm going to make. The other one I'm going to actually try to do with hand tools minus the initial outline, which you'll see here. And I'm going to cut it out on the bandsaw and smooth all the rough edges up just so I have a smooth template to start with. The next one I am going to carve out by hand. Sorry. I got tired out of nowhere about 3 minutes ago. But yeah, so we're going to laser this, cut it out with the bandsaw, use my new belt sander that I picked up for doing knife scales and small piece work. Perfect for this. If you like the belt sander, I actually got it at Harbor Freight. I'm pretty sure it's essential pneumatic. Highly recommend them if you're doing any type of real small work. Only thing I don't like about it is the table on it has a tendency to grab small parts. So if you're going to do something, fill that in with some type of epoxy or something. And a couple of these to finish it up, and just a regular old 5-inch sanding pad or sanding disc to get the last little bit off. And yeah, hopefully these will be knocked out enough numbers to be able to actually get them to you guys here soon. In the meantime, while I'm getting it figured out, I am going to make the handles a little bit longer because I do not like how small this actually is. I mean, it's practically Glock 26 size for your grip. So for those gun aficionados out there like me, if you didn't know, I do like to do go target shooting, but you won't see much of that on here. I might throw the occasional short up, but I try to keep this for woodworking. But yeah, so when these are officially ready to start selling, just so you guys are aware, they will be, I've decided this earlier, if it's hand whittled, it's going to have board butter that I can include with any cutting board or bowl purchase. And if it's done like this, I'm sorry, I got that backwards. If it's hand whittled, it'll be dipped in mineral oil, and I'll use a vacuum chamber for that. I'm going to be doing a video on the difference between a vacuum and pressure pot, or vacuum chamber and pressure pot here soon. That gets more into the art of resin making and stuff like that. But yeah, so I look forward to that. And I think I'm going to call it there. And yeah, let's get into it. I'm going to kick you off to my younger self where we started with a block of wood for this. See you there. Why won't the button work? Hey, while I'm thinking about it, so did you guys know that you can support me for not spending a cent by hitting the like button, subscribing, and sharing my videos? It doesn't cost you a cent. It helps the algorithm see me a whole lot more, and it's totally free for you. It just takes 3 clicks. Just wanted to throw that out there. Thanks. Bye. Okay, folks, so to start this one off, we are going to use a laser I don't think I've ever shown on the channel before. This is why I always set them to preview, so you can make sure nothing's going to do anything dumb like this happened here. Sorry, I forget how to adjust the saw. For the record, there is absolutely no power to this because on, off, on, off. So we are being safe. All right. This is going to be a bit smaller than I was originally planning on, I think. It might work. So I'm controlling where this goes with my phone too, because this laser is too basic to have a computer hookup anywhere, which is why I keep it out in the shop, so that way if I ever need to do something quick and easy like this, I have the ability. I just don't like the... There's things about it I like, there's things about it I don't like. We're gonna readjust this 1 second. Hopefully this doesn't throw everything out. Awesome, it reconnected. So I just did its thing, so I gotta hit preview again. Now it'll come around and do what it needs to do. Saying I need to bring this whole unit back and try to not hit the saw, which is, we're going to need the saw when we're done, which is why I'm doing it on this table. I need to burn 2 of these too for my idea. It's not the prettiest, but it'll work. So we're sending the file over. That tells me where it needs to be. And now it'll do its thing and engrave. Look at that smoke. Yeah. So while this does its thing, this might take a little bit longer than I was hoping for. If you can't tell, this is one of my more basic ones. It's actually the first laser I ever bought. Boy, is it fun to watch. I'm just going to let it do a couple more passes, and then I'm going to pop you guys on a time lapse while we do these 2 burns. No matter how tempting it is, never stick your fingers under that beam. It will hurt. Don't ask me how I know. I might have tried it once just to see, and I was like, oh crap! There was zero hesitation getting my hand out of that. Might have also used them to light gunpowder. Again, I don't recommend doing that, but she certainly... I forgot how nice of a job this one does. Yeah. Full power. I want to see the smoke. Alright, I'm going to pop you guys on the time lapse while this does its thing. I forgot how, like I said, I forgot how slow she runs, so yeah. So, yeah, since I showed you in the opening, we're making a butter spreader. This is my first prototype that we're trying tonight. I might transfer this to a computer and use my other laser to make it a little bit bigger, but we shall see. So I'll see y'all when she's done. And we are back, folks. We got our 2 butter spreaders cut out. One we're going to do to right now, as soon as I turn around after these are cut. The other one going to be in a later video. I'm going to be playing around with the shape design and all that of these, so they might change up a little bit, but till then, I don't know. So I'm going to cut these out on my trusty bandsaw, and yeah, I'm not going to talk too much more. We'll get this cut. I might do might kick it back into time lapse for a little bit of this just to save some time. But first couple, I will do real time for you. Here we go. And there's one. I'll do the next one off camera. All right, folks, we're back. First time we're using this little guy. The first thing we're going to do is finish doing the last shaping of this. All right, so we got this all shaped up. That needs a little more smoothing out. Now we're gonna take this down a little bit and then round the edges off before we start with the blade side. So I'll do this and then we're gonna do the handle. Now the handle. There's one side. All right. Not the straightest, not the most symmetrical design ever. A little more. folks. So there is our little butter spreader. I want to thin this out a little bit more. All right. So I'm going to take we're going to do a little hand sanding now. All right, I can't find the emery boards I was looking for because those things are the best for sanding small projects like this. But I do have these tiny little itty bitty stick sanders, which are great for smoothing up rough areas like this. And they just take time. Sorry, I'm out of frame. So, and this doesn't have to be super sharp. It's literally just to split butter, like we said before. So I'm just going to use this to any real rough spots. Try to smooth it down a little bit, because that 1-inch belt sander is great for roughing shapes out. And I got a little piece of lightly used sandpaper here that'll be perfect for finishing everything up. And this is how lazy people do this type of sanding. Or just smooth it out any last rough edges. Double checking by feel. I do want to make this handle a lot longer on the next one. And we're not going to use a 3/4 inch thick piece of wood. Sorry if I was yelling. My earbuds got super loud out of nowhere. So, yeah. I don't think it's that bad for the first round of a butter spreader I'm probably going to use for myself. But yeah, so there we go. So if you ever get the desire to spread some butter, don't mind the silliness. I'm feeling hyper. These will be available soon. Like I say, I want to make the handles a little bit longer, which is going to require a different laser, because that one, this is about 2 millimeters, it's like 2 to 5 millimeters shy. Sorry. Of its max size. So I've only been awake since 5 a.m. and it's 8 o'clock and I'm ready for bed already. But yeah, so itty bitty butter spreader. I think we'll call it here. Cat in the hat. That'd be that. Have a good one, folks.